actually going to finally fit the sump. To save you guys watching all this in me, I'm just going ahead and on axle stands, as you can see. So basically we've got the new sump, which is here. So we're going to go ahead and put that in, seal it all on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the front bumper because we need to get underneath. And I'll show you the issue that I've got. Obviously you have the engine guard underneath, but with this engine guard it's absolutely awful. So first off, let's just go ahead and show you this. Obviously I removed the bolts from here, as you can see, and we've also moved the ones in the wheel arch. There's one under each wheel arch as well. There's a 10mm bolt. You just need a flathead screwdriver to prise the ones up off the front top of the bumper. So what we're going to do now is go under the car and I'm just going to show you how to mess this up. Right guys, so underneath here you can remove this tray. You've got a bolt here, you've got a bolt other side 10mm as well. However, I've removed all the bolts, but look here, look. The person who had it before me is cable tied it all on. He's done it this side, he's done it the other side. So I can't really show you exactly how to remove this. So I'm removing the front bumper just because this tray is completely knackered. So it's just easy for me to remove the whole tray. Remove the front bumper, sorry, instead of removing the whole tray. So I'm going to head and do that, and then we're going to jump right to it and look at this leak. Guys, so the front bumper's off. As you see, a bit of water up floor. That is from these. Obviously, with the 350, they have the washer jets, which you usually see here, but it looks like the person's blanked these out from before. So literally, with these, you just push that in and pull them. You want to raise them up as well. Once you've done them, you can wedge them behind this little bit here and wedge that behind there. And mine's already split, so I've kind of used it to my advantage. But there's the water pipes. Here's the tiny oil cooler, which is getting changed again at some point soon. So get ready for that. But there's your washer jet as well. So what we're going to do now, that radiator's been bashed in quite a lot. So guess what? It's going to get a new one. So right, I'm going to go under the car and we're going to see, obviously assess the damage now properly. Right guys, so I know it's a bit tight under here, but I'm trying my best. As you can see here, there is the dreaded corrosion with a tiny little bit of a leak. You can see it on the back here. So it's time to replace this sump. Here is the sump bolt, which we're going to get off, and then your oil filter also. Try that again because I just smacked my phone on my head. The oil filter is here, which we're also going to replace as well. We've got a new one. With these, we can't really pre-fill them because they're on the side, so we're just going to have to bear that in mind when we are filling these up. So yeah, we're going to get straight to this. Obviously, first step is to undo the sump plug and drain it. Make sure you're disposing of the oil properly as well. So what we've got here is a 14mm sump socket. So obviously use your socket and unnick it. It will be very tight. So there we go. Just leave it loose like that for a little bit and prepare your oil pan, which I've got one here that just literally sits on the side here, and it all literally just flows into the oil instead. So it's a very, very simple, easy thing to use. So I'm just going to leave that to drip 5 minutes, get rest of it all out, and make sure that it's all empty and all that sort of stuff. Oil filter, you are going to need an oil filter tool remover. You can get one from sort of auto factors or Alfords, all that sort of stuff, they sell them. I'm going to do that after though. There'll be a little bit of oil remaining in there, but it shouldn't affect taking off this sump. So what I'm going to do is undo these bolts and take off the sump. Right, so you've got 10mm bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around. What you've got to do is just undo them all. Undo them slightly, just work your way around. Try and do them a little bit even. You may have to crack them off again because, you know, they are old. So, but some of them aren't too bad. So I'm just going to go around now, get all these bolts off, and then we're going to remove the sump. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get something between here, like a flathead or something, and just prise it away. I'll put the plug back in just to stop anything from falling on me while I'm doing this. It's not 100% tight, it's just finger tight. As you can see, look, I can undo it. What you will have though when you take this off is you'll have some oil sat in here, so do be careful of that and make sure that that doesn't go everywhere. So Like I said, I'm on my own today, so it's hard for me to record as I'm doing it at the same time, as you can appreciate. So I'm gonna wedge something in here and pry this sump off to make way for the other one. Right, so before this comes off, as you see, screwdriver, flathead, hammer, I've been hitting it in. As you can see here, let me just show you. Wedge that back in. You can see here, it's pulling away. You've just got to, like I said, go all the way around and just loosen that bond, loosen that seal. Right guys, so sump is off. While I'm here, I'm just going to take this opportunity to actually just check inside, make sure everything looks nice and okay, which here, it actually does look pretty nice, to be fair. It looks pretty nice and clean. It looks well kept, so I'm guessing the guy's kept up with his oil changes and such. So what I am going to do now is just tidy up this edge a little bit, scrape some of this excess seal off. These don't have a rubber seal on these actually get sealed by some product, which I'll show you just before I use it. So yeah, I'm just going to go around, tidy up these edges a little bit. You can see where the old sumps like left a bit of rotting on it, like just here, see there, look. So I'm just going to go around the edges and clean all that up and make sure that it's all nice, ready for the next sump. Scrape majority of it off, looks all nice and tidy, or tidy as I'm going to get it. So now that gives us a nice little seal. I'm just going to go around the edge, just wipe off any excess residue that I've left, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use the sealant onto the new sump and then bolt it all back on. Some Durco sealant. This is basically going to go all the way around here. I'm going to put it over the bolts as well, and then once obviously I've covered it all across on this, I'm going to push it up to the actual sump itself and just reconnect it. Right guys, so sealant's on. Don't be sparing with it, actually just chuck it all on. You can wipe it all excess off after. So what I'm going to do now is, like I said, put it back up, bolt it all up and see what's what. The new sump is in, all bolts are tightened. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and remove the oil filter. Just when you're tightening these, just don't do them too tight because you can snap the bolt, so just do it obviously just slightly tight, obviously enough that you don't have to put too much strain on it. So I'm going to remove this. You do need an oil filter remover tool for this, which I'll show you in a minute. So here's one. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Obviously you rotate it to the size you need. Once you've obviously put it over the side of the filter, you tighten it back up and you pull it like obviously like a little wrench. So that's how you unloosen it. Once you've unloosened it, you should be able to just twist the oil filter off. Right, so as you can see, we've got the tool on here. I've already unloosened it a little bit. You literally just twist this, tighten it up and pull it around like so. Once it's obviously loose, you can undo this and just twist your oil filter off. Don't twist it off too much because just remember that there is oil in there. So as you can see, we're going to twist this off. You'll probably see some oil start pouring out, possibly, maybe. Here we go, look. So just make sure you've got your pan underneath to start catching. Like I said, this is a pan and it also puts into the pan itself. So we'll just undo that, let that flow out, and then we can take it off. Alright then guys, so that's off. Obviously when you do take this off, just remember it is full of oil. They are on a 90 degree as well. They are sat like that instead on the engine, so just bear that in mind. So these obviously just screw in, these metal ones. You can see right there, it just screws straight onto there. With these, you are meant to fill them up with a bit of pre-oil already, so there's oil already in it. However, with this being on its side on a 90 degree, so it sits like this, we're not really going to be able to fill it up because it's just going to leak everywhere. So what you do is when you put this on, you turn the ignition on, leave it for a couple of minutes, then check your oil level again and top it up just to accommodate for this. Obviously with this as well, you need to go around this with your finger with some oil as well, just to lubricate it up. You can use a bit from the sump, or you can use a little bit from here, or a little bit from your oil pan, or you can just use the new stuff, which we are going to be using 5/30, which is recommended for 350. So we'll get to that obviously in a second, once I've just lubricated this up and obviously put it back on and tightened it up with the tool. Right guys, so obviously that's all on. let me show you all underneath. Sump's on, oil filter's on. So what we're going to do now, while it's jacked up, I know it's not an accurate reading before anybody starts, but we're going to just fill it up a tiny little bit, put a couple of litres in, so 2 litres. These are 4.7 litres required for a full change. So I'm going to fill it up by 2 litres, and then I'm literally going to go underneath and just double check that there's no other leaks as well. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so guys, so I've put 2 litres in. I'm just having a quick check, make sure that there's no leaks or anything, just using my hands to feel for anything. Also visually, we've got no leaks from the oil filter, we've got no leaks from the sump, so looks like we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is drop this and continue filling her up. Right guys, so what we've done is filled up by 4.7 litres, let her warm up a bit. She's off axle stands and that now. These dipsticks on these 350Zs, they're awful, they're absolutely horrible. They don't give you an accurate reading whatsoever because they're so long, and they literally go like from here all the way down in like a backwards C shape. It touches on any little bit of oil and it gives you a false reading. So 4.7 litres is what I've gone for, that's a recommended amount. I'm going to let her run for about 5 minutes and obviously let all the oil circulate. Then I'm going to top it up by 100ml just to allow for any discrepancies, obviously, because we haven't been able to put any more oil in the oil filter. But turning her on for 5 minutes will also let everything circulate as well. And she's got a new radiator cap, and of course she's had an oil change, she's had a new sump, she's had a new oil filter. So it's only right she gets a new oil cap. So we've got a nice shiny red Nismo oil cap. It's all about the little tiny touches. So while she's ticking over, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching, guys, and all that sort of stuff. Obviously that sump was a priority, so I was waiting for that to come. Now we can actually properly drive the car without worrying of obviously losing oil. So it was a bit difficult to record on my own. Obviously usually I have Jack with me with this sort of stuff, but I hope you guys can appreciate the effort that I did try and put in for this. Obviously Fast and Furious build is getting there slowly, step by step. So yeah, I've already got the graphics for the side of the car. So like, comment, subscribe, like I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one.